said, everyone has their smoothies and everyone looks so chipper. I can't believe how this city wakes up so early. I'm from Nova Scotia and I'm driving here at 7 and the streets are alive. So kudos to Calgarians for getting it done so early. Wow. So thank you again all for coming out and listening to me drone on about omega-3s for like 45 minutes. Hopefully you'll get something out of this and you'll leave knowing why Ascenta is such an amazing brand. I call it the fish oil with a heartbeat, and hopefully by the end of it you'll understand why that is. So there's our little lineup of products. We are headquartered in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, Canada, so you can see us way over there. We manufacture all our products ourselves, which kind of sets us apart. East coast of Nova Scotia, we started in the basement of our CEO. There he is, there's the man himself. That's Mark St. Onge. I just want to give you a little story about Mark because I said that Ascenta is the fish oil with a heartbeat, and he's definitely the heart. I've known Mark since 8th grade, so we grew up together basically. And he was always an entrepreneur, definitely. In high school, he had a landscaping business where he employed all the grade 12 guys to do the landscaping with him. And then at the end of grade 12, after graduation, he started getting really sick. I watched him drop from probably 190 pounds down to 155 pounds. He started turning yellow and they didn't know what was wrong with him. He'd been to pretty much every specialist from the East Coast to the West Coast and no one could tell him what was wrong. So he turned as a last resort to the natural health products industry. He went to see a naturopath, just a shot in the dark. His parents were completely frustrated and they were losing him. So he went to a naturopath who, after a few months of trying to figure it all out, found out that when he had dental surgery, they had left pockets of air in his jaw when he had his wisdom teeth removed. And from that, he got these serious, severe infections that were not detectable through regular x-rays. So he ended up going to Utah. His parents remortgaged their house, going to Utah and getting this radical surgery where they had to remove most of the bone in his jaw. He came back, and luckily we're a coastal town, so there's hyperbaric chambers there, so he had to go for treatment 4 times a week until his jawbone started to grow back. So he's a happy, healthy guy now. He's started Ascenta because of his struggle. He's got a science background, and he started a company called Signature Supplements with a naturopath. And he noticed one thing: everyone that was coming out of her office had one thing in common, and this was over 10 years ago, and it was they were all deficient in omega-3s. So that kind of sparked his brain a little bit, and he said, you know what, I'm going to put these supplements aside, I'm going to put this company aside, and I'm going to focus on making a high quality omega-3 supplement. This was before anybody was really even talking about omega-3s. So that's the story of Mark and how kind of Ascenta came to be. He did start it in the basement of his parents' house, and we are now a multi-million-dollar company. We're the #1 selling fish oil brand in Canada. We're sold all over the world globally. We started out with maybe 10 accounts in Canada, and by first quarter next year, we're going to have well over 12,000 doors open. So that's all within a span of just 10 years. We're celebrating our 10-year anniversary this year. So that's pretty exciting stuff. So we do have over 50% of the market share in Canada. We were the first in Canada to launch a high-quality, great-tasting liquid fish oil, which scares a lot of people because everyone's used to the soft gels. But our liquid tastes great. We're recommended and prescribed by leading naturopaths, MDs, health professionals, and moms all around the world. So I'm going to try to get back to the basics here. I know you have a lot of fish oil companies come in, a lot of omega-3 companies come in to train you, and it gets really confusing. Everyone's talking about something different. Here are some of the things you may have heard about: sustainability, molecular distillation, absorption, PCBs, purity, label claims. It gets confusing for you guys as retailers. You can just imagine how your customers feel when they walk up to the fish oil set in any store. They're all confused. Fish oil chemistry and processing is super complex. I've worked with Ascenta for over 8 years and I don't fully understand it myself. So many factors affect quality and purity. So today I hope to just simplify and demystify a little bit for you so that you can quickly get your customers to understand what it is they need and why. So the basics. Fish oil process happens in 3 stages. You've got the catching of the fish, you've got the bulk oil processing, and then the finished oil processing. So the number 3 is what we do actually at Ascenta. We purchase the bulk oil or the crude oil from manufacturers. We use 2 manufacturers, one's out of Norway and one's out of Nova Scotia. And then we take the crude or the bulk oil and we process it further in our manufacturing facility at Ascenta, and we give it all those great flavors, and we label it and get it out to you guys. So here's all the processes that it goes through from beginning to end. You can see it's amazing, all the different stages, and any one of those stages can affect the final product, the final quality. Oxidization can happen anywhere along here, so if we're not super careful, you can end up with a fishy tasting oxidized product, and I'll get into it a little bit more why that's so detrimental. So let's go over the definition of molecular distillation, because all of Ascenta products are molecularly distilled. Most omega-3s are molecularly distilled. So bear with me, I'm going to read this out. The oil is spread on the walls with a wiped film evaporator. When the oil has been distributed on the walls of the column, it is then wiped into a very thin layer. The fish oil is heated, this is what scares people, very quickly to above 220 degrees Celsius as it passes along the wall. It is then equally as quickly cooled. As the oil is heated, the FFAs and man-made pollutants are distilled away or vaporized. The vapor comes in contact with a condenser or cold finger that recondenses the FFAs and man-made pollutants back into a liquid, which is considered waste. The residue containing valuable EPA and DHA is further processed. The process occurs under high vacuum, no air or oxygen present, and in the absence of light, thereby protecting the oil against degradation. Wow, that's a lot to remember. Forget it. It's not important to your consumers, it's not important to your customers. I'm going to tell you what is important to them, and I know you probably have people coming in saying, well, what is the best way to process fish oil? You might get that highly educated consumer that comes in, but there's only 3 things that you need to remember to tell them. And they are taste, purity, potency. That's it. That's all that matters to your customers. That's the bottom line. Okay, so I'm going to go over these with you. So for taste, when the quality of the oil is compromised, it leads to oxidization. Oxidization gives fishy taste and smell to the product. So that is something in the omega-3 world that we try to avoid, because taste equals quality. If your fish oil tastes fishy, it's because it's gone rancid. There's something wrong with it. You wouldn't eat sushi that tasted fishy. You wouldn't go to your local farmer's market and buy a fillet of fish that smelled fishy, because you know there's something wrong with it. So why do we accept that with our fish oil supplements? We should not. Purity, it really doesn't matter what type of purification is used. I could come in here today and say I invented this amazing new machine that is the best at purifying fish oil. What matters is the end result. So you have to test every single batch to demonstrate the purity of the product. Potency, 40% of fish oil products are not meeting label claims. We know that because we have laboratories at Dalhousie University in Nova Scotia. We're lucky to be able to constantly be testing our competitors, and 40% of them aren't meeting label claims. That's pretty scary. Unfortunately, label claims are not being regulated by Health Canada or the FDA in the US. So again, you need to demonstrate your label claims by testing every single one. So why Ascenta? Taste, purity, potency, and we'll get into our company values too, because they're a really important part of us. That's the heartbeat I was talking about. So taste equals quality. I said it before, I'm going to say it again. if your fish oil tastes fishy, something went wrong along the way, that the quality just isn't there, it's oxidizing. You're not getting as much out of it if it's pure and not oxidized. So the great taste of our fish oils, hopefully you've all had a chance. Have you all raised your hands? Who's tried Ascenta's fish oils? Oh, yay. Okay, good. So the great taste of our fish oil is a testament to the effort we make from beginning to end of our process. We did a big survey, and 71% of those people preferred the taste of Nutri-C over the competitor because it does taste so great. I've been in taste panels at work before we add any flavors, and it just tastes like a buttery, like olive oil. There is zero fishy taste even without the flavors added. We only use 1% flavoring because our fish oil is so pure to begin with. We don't need a whole lot of flavor, so we only use 1% of our formulation is actually flavors. You're going to notice most fish oils on the market have a lemon or a citrus flavor, and that's for one reason. Those flavors are really good at masking fishy taste and smell. So that's why you don't see a lot of companies using other flavors other than lemon or citrus. We were the first fish oil company to introduce an apple, and I think we're still the only, because apple will not mask fishy taste and smell. So you have to have an amazingly clean product in order to use different types of flavors. We have a bubble gum now, we have mint, we have a bunch of different flavors. We get to play with the flavors too because we manufacture our own product in-house, so that kind of gives us that leading edge. So if your fish oil tastes great on the day it's manufactured, will it taste great throughout its shelf life? You'll probably notice when you open a lot of fish oils, even if you keep them in the refrigerator, they kind of degrade after time. So the first couple tastes are like amazing, and then you start to get to the middle of the bottle and then near the end, and all of a sudden the fish is back. It's really, really bad. So that's because the minute oxygen is introduced, it starts to degrade instantly. So you have to really, really be careful what kind of antioxidants you're using. And Ascenta, because we have so many researchers in lipid oxidization, we have developed some amazing naturally derived antioxidants. And our proprietary one right now is the green tea antioxidant, and that really is what keeps our product fresh for really, really long. I had a guy in Arizona, it's really hot in Arizona. He said, Pam, I want to test your green tea antioxidant. I remember when we first introduced it. And he opened a bottle and left it out on the counter at his work. And he left it there for 2 months. I'm not suggesting to do this, but he did. He left it out for 2 months, and he said, I can't believe it's been sitting on my counter for 2 months and it still tastes great. And it's this green tea antioxidant. It really is the freshness factor. Like I said, taste equals quality. So you want to make sure your fish oil always tastes great. So research trials found Ascenta's green tea antioxidant to be 40% more effective than some of the other antioxidants that are out there. There's the synthetic antioxidant BHT, but then there's also thyme and rosemary, which are used a lot as well. The green tea antioxidant seems to really, really hold the product stable for much longer. So we did a little stability testing in our lab. You can see here, it's kind of interesting. Hopefully you can see the graph, it's a little blurry. So on the first day, we measured our Nutri-C Plus D and our regular Nutri-C against 5 competing brands. And on the first day, everybody passed. So this little line you see here, this is the line that GOED puts out, the Global Organization for EPA and DHA. They say that this is the maximum allowable limit of peroxides. Peroxides is what we use to measure the oxidization in fish oil. So this is what GOED says is okay. If you're a pharmaceutical grade fish oil, that's how much allowable peroxides are okay in your product. So as you can see on day 0 to 6, everybody passed. But what happens past that when it's opened? You can see the oxidization just spikes. The peroxide levels just went through the roof on all of these other brands. the Ascenta products are the only ones that actually pass the GOED maximum allowable limit for peroxides throughout the entire time. So that's, again, the green tea antioxidant. It's pretty amazing. You may get some customers who do see green tea on the label ask, well, is there caffeine in the product? There are undetectable levels of caffeine. The green tea extract is equivalent to under 1 teaspoon of a brewed green tea beverage. So no, you won't get any effects from the green tea. This is kind of an area, a sticky area for me, because soft gels are a big business. They're not a big business for Ascenta. We do most of our business in liquids because our liquids taste so great. 75% of our business is liquids, which I'm happy about, and I prefer to take liquids anyway. I find it easier to take. You actually get more value out of your liquids than your soft gels as well, because there's 40 servings in a bottle of liquid, whereas there's only 30 servings in the soft gels. But the problem I have with soft gels is this, because when you take a soft gel, the oil inside is all clean and cozy inside this bovine gelatin or whatever type of gelatin they're using. So you might get some consumers that say, I get this crazy fishy burn after I take my soft gels. Why is that happening? The reason why it's happening is because they don't know what's inside this. If you can't taste it, like I said, taste equals quality. So if you can't taste what's inside this soft gel, then how do you know that it's a quality fish oil? You don't. So I would love, if people here are brave enough today, to do a little bite down test, or suggest that your consumers do a bite down test of their soft gels. What is inside all of Ascenta's soft gels is exactly what's inside our liquid bottles, so you know that it tastes good. Unfortunately, some of our competitors, it's not the same thing. So soft gels really do mask a whole lot of evil in the omega-3 business. So I just grabbed a random competitor. I'm not here to bash any other brands ever. I've covered it up because of that. I don't want to bash other brands, but I do want you to realize that this is happening.
We will have some vegans here too, so obviously if you're
Right,
vegan,
so if you're
don't eat
vegan, you
it.
can't do this. You
And I
may
do
not
have
want to
some
do this because
napkins,
it's early.
if anyone wants to do it.
Yes. What I would love is maybe one brave person here is to actually bite down on the competitor soft gel and then bite down on the Ascenta soft gel. Do I have
Do we have any
takers?
takers here? Who wants to do it?
Who would do it?
Oh, Anne will do
You'll
it.
do it?
Okay. We can have more than one person. I mean, everybody can do it.
I think they'll believe Anne by her reaction.
Anne
Yeah,
looks
just
pretty,
make sure you have
funny. Let me
a,
give
oh, I
you a
should
few
stand
of
back.
these.
Okay. Do you want this one?
Do you want to come up
video
front
her?
here?
Yeah.
This is like blackmail, Anne. Poor girl.
Okay, so
Extra prize.
here you go. You want to put your hand in. Oh. There you go. So bite down on that and tell me what you taste. You can spit in that if you need to.
It's fishy. You taste the fish.
Exactly, you taste the fish. So
You're
here's
gonna taste fish.
Right, so it's not fresh. If you're tasting fish, something is wrong. It is
Do you want a sip of water in between?
Yeah.
I'm good.
You're
You
okay?
sure?
Okay, I
So
do have water.
Here's a sentence.
Just hurry up and give it a good taste.
Yeah.
He's holding it, and you don't taste the fish. Nice.
So that is huge. You don't know what you're taking when you're taking a soft gel. And unfortunately, thank you so much. You were so
Thank you.
brave. So just be careful. Bite down on your soft gels. If you are taking a soft gel, a competitor brand, Ascenta, whatever, just do it once. Bite down on it and make sure that it's clean, because taste equals quality. Purity. Purity is really, really important. I know Julie can attest to that, and maybe Julie is going to stand up for a few minutes, and at the end, maybe, and we'll get you to kind of address why purity is so important. Unfortunately, you can't taste purity. You can't taste if your fish oil has mercury. PCBs, dioxins, all those terrible things that are unfortunately in our oceans today. All of Ascenta's products are exceptionally pure, and we demonstrate it by third-party testing every single batch and putting those results online for your customers to see anytime they want them. You don't have to dig for them. I know IFOS testing is a little sketchy because they select certain batches, and it's really hard to find the results from your from the IFOS testing. We started off at Ascenta using IFOS, and Mark found that it just wasn't transparent enough, that it was hard for people to find their test results. So he came up with PureCheck. We use third-party independent labs to test our product. Your customers can take any bottle. You'll see the little PureCheck logo here. We talk about it here. I don't know where it is. We'll come to it again. So they can take any bottle of our product. On the side, you'll see a little PureCheck box. Send them to purecheck.net. They can punch in the lot number from the bottle they're holding in their hand, and instantly in a PDF form, they're going to get a third-party lab result showing how their product tested for over 400 contaminants as well as label claims. So we guarantee that what it says here is the minimum that you're getting. So we're guaranteeing that if we're saying you're getting 750 milligrams of EPA, 500 DHA, then you're getting that at least. Unfortunately, like I said before, 40% of fish oil companies aren't meeting their label claims. So if you're paying $20-some a month for your fish oil and you found that it was falling like 200, 300 milligrams below label claims, that's irritating for sure. So we do test every single lot. So we use anchovies and sardines, small fish, lower on the food chain, less contaminated to begin with. We will never touch krill. It's not sustainable. We don't find that it's sustainable. We don't use big fish. Big fish are in the ocean a really long time, which allows them to become more contaminated. So little fish, they're more sustainable. We also use, for our DHA product, we use squid oil, which is pretty amazing. Squid are almost a pest in the ocean right now. There's so many of them. They go out in boats. They put, at night, they flash lights into the ocean, and they catch the squids by a jigging method. So there's no bycatch whatsoever also. I will talk to you a little bit about why these things are so important to Ascenta as we go along, because we are very environmentally minded. So bottom line, it doesn't matter what type of purification is used. I'll reiterate this again. Third-party test every single batch of your product so your consumers know that you're doing it right. If we were doing something wrong along the way in the processing, it's going to show up in this PureCheck report. So this is kind of our stamp of approval, our seal of approval, and we have rejected many batches. It costs a lot to do this. That's why companies choose not to do it. Mark is driving around in a Prius and not a Bentley or a BMW because this is more important to him than that. Potency. Our products are really potent. If you look at the labels, this is our original formulation, 750 milligrams EPA, 500 DHA. Our HP goes all the way up to 1,500 milligrams EPA, 500 DHA. So super, super potent, and you're guaranteed that you're getting that in the bottle. So EPA and DHA does vary because at different times of the year, seasonally, the fish can be higher in EPA and DHA or lower, depending on the time of year. So it's really, really important that we are third-party testing for the label claims, and that's why other companies are falling short, and they're not meaning to do it, they're just not third-party testing every single lot. So again, we took the same competitors and we checked their label claims, and as you can see here, only 4 of them actually passed, and a lot of them fell well below. So just be careful what you're buying. Make sure that they can give you a third-party lab result. So we're guaranteeing all of these things because of PureCheck. So the Pure Check logo on every bottle of Nutri-C and Nutri-Veggie for the vegetarians out there guarantees that it's been independently tested and certified for quality, purity, and label claims. Go to purecheck.net, enter in your lot number, and see it for yourself. And we've had some people lately, I'm hearing some buzz saying, well, Ascenta invented Pure Check. It's totally biased. We may have come up with Pure Check and the decision to third-party test every single batch, but we send them out to third-party labs to be tested. And on that Pure Check report, which you'll see here, somewhere, there it is. So here's a sample of what you'll see online. This is what'll pop up. It's a little bit blurry here, but it'll tell you the product line, what product it is that you're holding in your hand, the lot number. Oh, yeah,
You can make that big,
You
too.
showed me how to do
And
that.
it'll show you who does it, which
See,
CIFTRPC Wellington. And
that's
then
for this one.
Then in Europe we use Eurofins, so I suggest everybody go to the websites, because I keep hearing other reps saying this too. Well, you guys own Pure Check, no wonder you pass every test. They gotta be sent out and third-party tested, so this is good, you can show people.
You can show them
Where
right
to
here,
go.
and they can call, please call the labs up, check on us.
It's a good thing to get in the habit of anyways,
We
with any
are-
product.
Yeah, we're the most transparent fish oil company out there. We're not trying to pull the wool over anybody's eyes for anything. You call us, we're gonna answer your questions honestly. Pure Check shows that. Call up the labs and ask them if you do get pushback from anyone on that. So like I said before, we manufacture our own products on site. That kind of sets us apart. Nutri-Veggie, I'll talk about that formulation as well, really sets us apart. The green tea extract, we can play with flavors because we manufacture our own products. We're a smart, simple line. All we do is omega-3s. There's something there for everybody. We're not into multis, probiotics, any of that. We're omega-3 focused. And because of that, we're really, really good at it. Quick slide on ethyl esters versus natural triglycerides, because I know this kind of comes up as well. Your body, just like we can't read this Russian text right now, your body cannot understand ethyl esters when you consume them. So does everyone know what an ethyl ester is and a natural triglyceride when talking about fish oils? So some of you are nodding. To concentrate fish oils and get higher levels of EPA and DHA, we have to cleave the glycerol backbone from the molecule. I'm not going to get too sciencey because I'm not really good at science. And we introduce alcohol to it. That's how we spike the levels of EPA and DHA. A lot of companies stop right there. They put the product out as is. So you may see some super high concentrations of EPA and DHA, but they're in an ethyl ester format. Your body does not recognize ethyl esters because when we eat fresh fish, it's in a natural triglyceride form. So they're less absorbed by the body. There's some great bodies of evidence out there proving it, like up to 40% less absorbed by your body. They also produce alcohol when they're in your body as well because they do contain alcohol. So even though Ascenta has some high concentrations of EPA and DHA, they're all in natural triglyceride form. And for our HP product, where we did have to kind of go through the ethyl ester process, we take it one step further and reintroduce enzymes to bring it back to a natural triglyceride state so that your body recognizes and is able to absorb it. Again, it costs a lot of money to do that, so that's why a lot of customer or fish oil manufacturers choose to put out a lesser quality product so that they can keep the price point low for the consumers. Taste, purity, potency, that's all you gotta remember. So here are our different formulations. We have our Nutri-C Original, which has the 3 green dots. It's available in a lemon flavor. It's also available in a mango flavor, which a lot of people are really, really loving. It has 750 milligrams of EPA and 500 DHA, which is a really well-balanced formulation for anyone that is already in pretty good health and they just want to maintain their good health. We have our Nutri-C Plus D, which is a favorite for a lot of people as well because it has a very well-balanced EPA DHA, the same as our original formula, But it also has 1,000 milligrams of D3 per serving. As you know, we're all severely deficient in D3, something Julie talks a lot about in her presentations. It also has that great apple flavor I was talking about in the liquids. The soft gels are a minty flavor, so they kind of give, they